The tragic story of extramarital affairs and profound unhappiness is the story of Prince Charles and Princess Diana's marriage, which was once hailed as the wedding of the century. Many people were afraid of the couple's marriage, which was a public nightmare. The story delves into the tragic incidents that happened behind the couple's closed doors and the reasons behind their strained marriage. Come explore the tragic story of the most amazing marriage ever. Given their age differences and the fact that Prince Charles was already seeing Diana's elder sister Sarah, Charles and Diana's first meeting was unexpected. Diana was only 16 when they first met in 1977 in a plowed field. At the party, Diana and Charles struck up a discussion right away. Charles asked Diana to show him her home's gallery. Diana subsequently recalled, though, that he only got to meet her because he was a guest at a shooting party that Sarah, his former lover, had thrown. After that meeting, the couple's relationship did not develop in a straight path. Though Sarah Spencer had admitted to a magazine that she was not in love with him and did not want to marry him, they went on a purported couple's ski weekend to the Clusters. In Great Brington, Northamptonshire, this led to the breakdown of their partnership. Sarah made the decision to wed Neil McCorquodale, a farmer and former Coldstream Guards officer, on May 17, 1980. Following a brief wedding ceremony at the tiny St. Mary's Church at Althorpe, the Spencer family's historic site, they enjoyed a banquet at the estate. Now that Diana and Charles knew Sarah's thoughts, they could focus on their own relationship. They did not see one another for 2 years, but they made contact again at Prince Charles's birthday celebration. The pair confirmed their engagement on February 24, 1981. After only 6 months of courting, Diana's joy was married through the Lord Chancellor, demonstrating their boundless enthusiasm during their joint appearance at Buckingham Palace with the BBC. Charles expressed his happiness that Diana was open to accepting her husband, calling him quite remarkable. At a private luncheon at Buckingham Palace, Charles disclosed that he had proposed to Diana 3 weeks prior to the announcement. Diana accepted right away, but he wanted her to consider her answer before she left for Australia. Diana's engagement ring, which was modeled after Prince Albert, shocked the world, but it was not the only unexpected incident during the couple's interview. When Prince Charles and bride Lady Diana talked about how the public was responding to their marriage in an interview with Andrew Gardner and Angela Rapon-CB, the couple's marital issues quickly got worse. Diana was on the fence about marrying Prince Charles, but she went through with it after she found out that Charles had planned to give his ex-girlfriend Camilla Parker a bracelet. She followed the advice of her sisters, who told her not to give up. For the first time in 3 centuries, a British citizen married an heir apparent on July 29, 1981, in a sumptuous wedding held at St. Paul's Cathedral in London. Between the time of their engagement and the wedding, the couple got almost 3,000 gifts, in addition to expensive gifts from notable wedding attendees. Despite looks, they made a number of odd mistakes throughout their wedding, making it far from perfect. Diana made the decision not to include the word obey in her vows to Charles, and their recital was a disaster. Following their vow exchange, the groom neglected to kiss his wife, and Diana mispronounced Prince Charles's entire name. On the other hand, they had a kiss in front of 600,000 people on the royal balcony. Diana, who is well known for her humanitarian activities, performed royal duties alongside Prince Charles and represented the Queen at engagements all over the world. She sponsored organizations such as the British Red Cross Headway, the British Deaf Association, and Help the Aged, and served as president of both Barnardo's and the prestigious Ormond Street Hospital in London. She is well known for her work aiding children with leukemia and AIDS patients, as well as for her work in mining areas. On June 21, 1992, Prince William was born in a London maternity unit at St. Mary's. Sitting by her bedside and keeping an eye on her during the birth, Prince Charles provided her with support throughout. Given that royals gave birth in the palace, this unique action was unusual at the time. Being the first royal father to witness his wife's birth, Prince Charles wrote to his godmother, Lady Patricia Bourne, to convey his happiness, noting that the birth of his son meant more to him than he could have ever dreamed. Although Charles and Diana had a lovely marriage, once Prince Harry was born, their issues started to surface. They discovered they were expecting Henry Charles Albert David Mountbatten Windsor, their second child, in September 1984, 2 years after Prince William was born. Diana was traumatized and thought she was not cut out for childbirth after her prior miscarriage. But Harry's gender and the fact that he was not christened until December displeased Prince Charles. In 1985, the couple had an interview with ITN to clear the air regarding rumors that had been spreading about them. Diana acknowledged that she was having trouble adjusting to her new role as a public person, but Prince Charles raised the possibility that they were at odds. Diana then revealed that the reason their marriage failed was because Prince Charles had started seeing her ex-girlfriend Camilla Parker shortly after Harry was born. The two were involved in a phone conversation that was leaked in 1989, which caused international news. An Australian newspaper released the transcript of the conversation first, followed by a German newspaper, and then British tabloids. In an attempt to salvage face, Camilla married Andrew Parker BS after Prince Charles departed on a 6-month voyage with the Royal Navy, and the press even dubbed the affair adultery. On live television, Prince Charles acknowledged having an affair when questioned about his faithfulness during his marriage. In a joint statement, Camilla and her spouse Andrew declared their intention to separate, sparking a lot of conjecture that, based on her later interviews, Charles and Diana were divorcing. Diana expressed her bitterness towards her husband, claiming that he often made her feel inadequate. The allegations got additional traction when it was believed that Princess Diana began an affair with British Army Captain James Hewitt in 1986. Hewitton's open memoir and interviews, in which he asserted that Diana would not have dated him if Charles had not cheated first, made the 4-year relationship public. Diana and Charles eventually parted ways. They made their separation public in front of the House of Commons on December 9, 1992. John Major claimed that the pair chose to co-parent peacefully, but considering their different geographic regions, it was difficult to believe them. Further information about the split was also released by the New York Times, which said that Charles and Diana's extramarital affairs were only rumors and that no third person was involved. Not long after their divorce, on May 30, 1993, Diana and Charles were spotted together once more. Even though it seemed like they were getting back together soon, the couple's final public appearance together was at the world's largest Anglican cathedral, which they visited together on the Royal Yacht Britannia for the ceremony. After 2 sad years of marriage in 1995, Princess Diana and Prince Charles were encouraged to file for divorce by Queen Elizabeth II in a letter. Following 4 months of talks, their marriage came to an official end on July 15, 1996, when the divorce was granted. Diana was required to surrender her title of Royal Highness, but she was allowed to preserve her title as Princess of Wales. Charles did not think Diana should be allowed to use the official rooms at St. James's Palace for social gatherings. Diana was also allowed to use her apartments at Kensington Palace and the royal family's jets. In a statement, Buckingham Palace said that Diana will get a one-time payment of an estimated $22.5 million in cash as well as a $600,000 operating allowance for her private office, which handled her royal responsibilities and charity endeavors. But this allowance was set to expire in September 1996, and she would then have to start covering her own expenses. Diana shone remarkable resilience and optimism in the face of a challenging divorce when she said that it was the beginning of a new chapter in her life, one that would include divorce and death. In September 1995, she made contact with heart and lung surgeon Dr. Hasnat Khan. The couple kept up a very secretive relationship for 2 years following her divorce, until reporters found out. But their romance ended abruptly after 2 years, and there were differing opinions as to why Khan subsequently admitted that his refusal to go public with Diana was the basis for their breakup. Diana and her driver, HRI Paul, were in a terrible vehicle accident at the Paris Pont d'Alma tunnel during their summer together. Hers intoxication was found to be the reason for the collision, as he was speeding at 121 miles per hour while being pursued by a group of paparazzi. The prince and princess's tale was suddenly ended by this, and all possibility of a reconciliation was long gone. On Diana's 35th birthday, Prince Charles gave her an unexpected visit at Kensington Palace and they engaged in a lively conversation. But dreams for a more cordial or pleasant relationship between the couple were shattered when Diana passed too suddenly. The union was primarily caused by Paul's reckless driving and the pressure from pursuing paparazzi to drive quickly into the tunnel, according to an inquest held in London in 2004 and again in 2007 and 2008. In a nod to their shared history, which started with the wedding of the century and tragically concluded with divorce and Diana's passing, Prince Charles wore a navy suit at the princess's funeral. So viewers, for the next update please subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.